What's going on, Jerome's Minnesota Vikings? Definitely going to have some sea change at cornerback, as the only two corners currently on the rooster are Dwight Newton-McLaughlin and Mekhi Blackman. I got three others on futures deals, but Gilly, free agent, might retire. Byron Murphy Jr., free agent, might get paid somewhere else. Shaq Griffin, Fabian Moreau as well. So the Vikings, they need some bodies at cornerback, and luckily, long story longer, guy Jordan Reid over at ESPN. NFL and ESPN, close enough. Did a mock draft, rounds 1 and 2, his version 2.0, and Brian Flores got what he liked. That's right. So you can never have enough corners. As I don't know, I just love Flores in the senior photo. Just like most likely to build a hellacious defense. I love it. What a long, strange trip it's been. Anyways, but in Jordan's draft, he gives the Vikings Jahdae Barron at number 24 overall. Now, there's a couple things. Mock drafts are always about, it's not who you get, it's who you didn't take. So we got Malachi Starks, Hairston, Henderson, Zabel, Donovan Jackson, Darius Alexander still on board. It is what it is. But also, Alexander's cornerback 3 in this draft, interestingly enough. So Ravel, Morrison, Amos still on board. You got Hunter up there at the top. You got Will Anderson, 11. Jahdae Barron, come on in. This is what Jordan wrote. The Vikings are expected to be active in free agency, especially at defensive tackle, with a league low 3 draft picks. Going to be 4. Circle Minnesota as a team that could trade back to recoup more draft capital. It might be tough for them to trade back, though, because with the talent being really flat, back end of round 1 into round 2, what incentive do teams have to move up and reduce draft capital to take a player that is going to be a similar value potentially on their board? It's going to be a conundrum. If the Vikings add interior defender in free agency, guard and cornerback immediately become their biggest needs. With all 3 of their starting corners, Murph, Gilly, Shaq, pending free agents, Barron would project as a immediate starter. Also, Barron, I don't know. Barron just sounds like a high-class name. Oh, we're the Barons. No, Barrington would be better. Anyways, there isn't a secondary position that Barron hasn't played to. He had a career-high 5 interceptions this past season, showing excellent ball skills and coverage instincts. Barron could have an instant impact in the slot or on the outside or at safety. I mean, Barron is a true blue do-it-all corner, defensive back, safety. He played, and that versatility, of course, is going to be huge for Brian Flores in the secondary. So let's talk about Jahdae Barron today. Background: 23 years young. A little bit older of a rookie coming in. 5'11", $186, a former 4-star recruit from Austin, Texas. Decided to stay within the Austin city limits and suited up for the Longhorns for 5 seasons. 3-year starter for the burnt orange and white. I don't know. Hook 'em. There you go. Mix of outside corner as well as big slot. Played some free safety as well. Played a little bit down in the box. He's the man in the box. 2024 breakout season. Had 67 tackles, a 91.1 PFF coverage grade, 5 interceptions, 9 passes broken up, a 34.2 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is good. You get 39.6 for just throwing it straight into the ground. Also only had 2 penalties in Texas season. Also 0 touchdowns allowed in coverage, which, goose egg, D'Angelo Russell in coverage. Combine-wise, did a eyed, right? So a little bit slender, a little bit lighter than projected, also a little bit shorter than expected as well. Decent sized hands for a corner, a little bit shortish arms, but did run a 4.39 40. Solid in the jumps, 8.99 RAS for the relative athletic score from our guy, Math Bomb. Scouting report from Lance Zierlein, NFL.com. NFL comp, Tyke Smith. Take that. Overview. Big Nickel was in the right place at the right time throughout his impressive 2024 season. Barron played smothering coverage underneath, fueled by route recognition, footwork, and play strength. His instincts allow him to pounce on catch points or tackle pass catchers immediately from zone. However, he lacks recovery speed. Deep, straight line speed at the combine is one thing. On tape, he looked adequate, but not the burner that the 4.39 showed. Although it's weird to say that 4.39 is average now for corners. It's crazy, man. Blah, blah, blah. A little too grabby at the top of route and man, but again, only 2 penalties last season. Tackle technique and run support is a shade inconsistent, but looks easily correctable. easy work for Durante Jones. The size and tape work in his favor as a physical nickel who can be an early contributor and future starter with the potential to cross-train at safety. And superlatives for Jahdae Barron. He might be the best zone cornerback in the draft. Now, he doesn't have a ton of experience in man-to-man or press-man. Texas played a ton of zone, but that's where his best tape lies, and that's where his instincts do take over. Has inside-outside versatility and also can play over the top, quick pattern recognition and action. And we talk about, like, sometimes, being a fifth-year senior and then coming into the NFL, it can be seen as a negative, but it can really be a positive because physically, you have an extra couple of years to fill out. So when Jared Verse is able to hit the ground running right away in the NFL because he was originally at Albany, then a couple years at Florida State, like he was a grown-ass man. Same thing with Jahdae Barron. Also, just the time playing high-level football. So he's been at Texas for 5 years, and that's going to be different than playing 3 seasons of high-level college football versus 5. So he's going to come into the league with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more experience, and more reps. So that does matter, especially if you want Barron to contribute right away, which the Vikings are probably going to need him to. Also, impressive fight at the catch point. Like, he's not the largest guy in the world, but timing and feistiness is certainly there. Physical nickel slot, so he can match up in the slot with tight ends, could convert to safety, could be in that mix, or just a versatile do-it-all defensive back, which when Metellus moving all over the place, it does make sense with Flores. A willing tackler in support, just needs to work on technique a little bit, like Zerline said. Also, it's not that he is unable to play man. It's just like he didn't get a ton of reps in man and especially in press man. So that's something that he'll have to be exposed to in practice and in games in the National Football League. But I do think that he has the traits to be able to overcome it and be good to go. So overall, like, I know the Vikings would be looking to trade down, and there's going to be a lot of options on the board there, whether it's Kenneth Grant, whether it's a running back, whether it's a D lineman, whether it's an offensive lineman. But honestly, if the Vikings don't hammer cornerback in free agency, that does become a need heading into the draft. And Barron as cornerback 3 off the board, given his versatility, I think that he would certainly be a crush of Brian Flores, and I think that he could develop into a huge asset for the Vikings moving forward. But your thoughts are thoughts. Jordan Reid mock draft 2.0, a 2-round version, gives the Vikings Jahdae Barron, versatile defensive back from Texas. Hook 'em. If you're going to play in Texas, you got to be as good as Jahdae Barron. Nailed it. Listen to your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.